speaking. So you're in the right place if you are looking to develop and improve your inner voice. You are in the right place if you would like to be more lucid in your speaking. Knock, knock, knock. And you are in the right place if you would like to practice or improve your virtual tech and technical communication skills via Zoom. We do have a few reminders for everyone. Those reminders include muting your mic if you're not speaking. Again, we would like for you to mute your mic if you are not speaking. If you have to move around, we kindly ask that you cut off your camera to avoid distractions. Again, if you have to move around, we ask that you cut off your camera to avoid distractions. And finally, we want you to keep in mind that our meetings are being live streamed on both of our Facebook and YouTube pages. So this will allow you to go back and check yourself out, take inventory of things that you did well or things that you would like to improve upon. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our wonderful and amazing president, Mr. Robert Tyree.
Thank you, Shauna, for that amazing introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. My name is Robert Tyree. I'm the current president of Morgan State Club 979-269. I just want to say thank you for everyone for coming out today. And this meeting couldn't have not been so amazing without you guys. So give yourself a round of applause for showing up. We have a jam-packed agenda tonight. I'm excited because I get to share some comments and some thoughts that's been going through my mind throughout the course of this school year. So I'm excited. Also have my dear friend John will be on as well. Got an amazing line for table topics. And I'm just excited to be in the presence of you guys. So you ladies and gentlemen. So I would like to introduce our Toastmaster of the evening, Joseph. Joseph, come to the front, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President, for that introduction. Hi, everybody. I'm Joseph, and I'm going to be the Toastmaster for this evening. I hope everybody's ready for a successful, exciting meeting today. I feel like this meeting is going to be great for everyone, and we're going to benefit and gain a lot from this meeting. Well, as an icebreaker, I'll just tell you something that happened to me this week. That happened to me last week. On Friday, I went for my doctor's appointment for them to take a look at my ankle. Some of you know that I had ankle surgery. And I went in my boot and I was, waddling in, walking with a little limp. And the nurse looked at me and said, with this pitiful eyes, and she was like, "Oh, how are you doing today?" And I looked at her and I said, "Well, I've been worse." And she was confused for like 10 seconds, like, "What kind of answer is that? You've been worse?" And I said, "Well, last time I came in here, I was in a wheelchair with my sister pushing me for this appointment, and today I'm on my 2 feet." So she said, yes. A patient has never said anything like that before. I said, "Well, it's all about perspective. I'm so happy to be walking again because I spent 2 months not being able to, and I didn't know how important walking was until I could not walk." So that's just a little icebreaker for all of us to learn to just be appreciative of the things we have, because you don't know, sometimes you don't appreciate them until you're not able to do these things. And to remember that it's all about perspective. You could always be doing worse. So be excited that you're doing great today. So I'll keep it moving and I will introduce the counter and grammarian for this evening. So this evening, our counter and grammarian is going to be Miss Natasha Brown. Miss Natasha Brown is an exciting speaker. She was the former president of this club when I joined. She's very positive and she just makes you want to be your best self. So I would like to hand over to Miss Natasha Brown. I'm sure she's going to bless us with with some jewels for us to take home today. Our next, the other person I'm going to be introducing is our timer, and our timer is Miss Crystal York. She is our current public relations VP, I believe is the title. She's also an energetic speaker, and she's a visionary. Ever since she took on the new role, she's just been coming up with these great ideas of how to highlight the club in a great light and showcase us. And you know, this is all good to attract new members. So I really tip my hat off to her for her vision and how she sees us and how she's highlighting us. So she will be the timer for this evening. So I would hand it over to Miss Natasha Brown so she could tell you about what her role is. Thank you. Over to you, Miss Natasha Brown.
We can't hear you.
You're on mute.
All right. Greetings, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. Can you all hear me now? Awesome, Joseph. I don't think I can speak after that introduction. I think I might let some people down. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for that. But I am your counselor, Miriam, for this evening. I will be checking for filler words. I'm pausing because our counter grammarian is here. So I'm going to introduce our counter and grammarian, Mr. Olio Samuels, for this evening. You can go ahead and tell them about your role, Mr. Samuels. Thank you.
Hey, thanks. How's everyone doing today? So I'm your all-counter and grammarian for the day. I'll be looking for your filler words. I'll be looking for crutch words. I'll be listening for the things like the but, and all of those things like that. So remember, use well-placed pauses, try to use the transitional words, and we're going to make sure the grammar is going to be A1 today. Look forward to hearing from you all. And I'm turning it back over.
Well, thank you, Mr. Olio. Well, I had prepared this introduction to introduce you. I guess I can give it anyway. Mr. Olio is the most energetic speaker that I have ever seen in Toastmasters. His delivery, his speeches are so exciting, he's captivating, and he always leaves you with something to think about. So I didn't know you were online, so I introduced Natasha because I thought she'll be playing the role, but thank you for joining us. That was my bad. So and I think I just made a grammatical error. That was my mistake. So let us hear from our timer. She'll be telling us her role for this evening. Thank you, Mr. Olio. Over to you, Crystal.
Thank you so much, James, and greetings, Toastmasters, distinguished guests and friends. I'm so honored to be your timer this evening. I need to give a disclaimer. I'm dog sitting, so you may hear all dogs go to heaven in the background. So please bear with me. I will be your timer for this evening. I have downloaded the screens in the background. I'm trying to get to them now. So if you guys can see this, just bear with me.
Yes, ma'am.
So, thank you. Thank you very much. So here is the green screen, and this is for speeches that will be from at least 5 minutes. Okay. 5.5 minutes. Okay, and then there is the yellow screen that I'm going to get to. You guys see that? Okay, awesome.
That's going to be from 5.5 to about 6.25, I believe. And then the red screen. I'm so loving these screens, guys. And the red screen is going to be from 6.5, 6.25 to about 7:15. And when you see the red, you should wind your speech down so that you do not go over time. And I will be timing the speeches, and I will be timing the evaluators. I would also be timing our table topic speakers, which all of the speakers have between 1 to 2 minutes to speak. So that will be my role. And I look forward to hearing everyone's speeches and timing everyone this evening. Thanks.
Thank you, Crystal. Next, I'd like to introduce our prepared speeches. So we're going to have 2 speeches today. One is going to be from Mr. Tyree, and the second one is going to be from Mr. John Gilmore. So, I would like to introduce Mr. Robert Tyree. He has been with Toastmasters for about 3 years. He's a teacher, a basketball coach, and a skills trainer. Today, he will be speaking to MSU about the power of speaking. His speech is called Life and Death. That's a heavy topic. He will be speaking from the path called Presentation Mastery. The purpose of his speech is to inspire the audience. Please help me put your hands together and welcome Mr. Robert Tyree, Mr. President of MSU Club.
Come on, y'all can do better than that. Come on. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, distinguished guests. The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it shall eat its fruit. You guys know I love some scriptures, so. Today I want to speak about a topic of life or death. I think we're all familiar with this phrase or this proverb. As I was reviewing this proverb, I noticed 3 things immediately. And if you have your pen and pencil, go ahead and write it down. The first point is the tongue has the power of the tongue. The second point is the power of shh. The third point is the power of see. The tongue is one of the most flexible muscles in the body. The tongue has the ability to be used over the course of the day and not be fatigued. It has several functions. One of the major functions it has is to facilitate movement during a process called menstruation that allows swallowing. The other function that the tongue is involved in is speech and taste. Toastmasters, believe it or not, you are the tongue in this body, the body of speaking. Today, if you guys do not realize that you have been flexible, you've been coming to every single meeting, you've been prepared when it's time to change roles or dive into a new path or even a new role, you guys have been there. And I appreciate every single moment. I appreciate every single yes. And you guys have not been fatigued. Because of you guys, you allow the meeting to flow and you allow everything to go smoothly. You are the tongue. And we definitely appreciate you for everything that you do. The power of shh. Now, a lot of times when you hear individuals speak from this topic, they tend to speak from a viewpoint of you should be careful with your words. You should speak life or don't say anything at all. I want to take a little different spin, and you do have power with your words, but also it's almost the same power if you say nothing. Imagine being a student in math class, sitting there quietly and the teacher calls on you. You have the answer, but you're scared to share it. Or imagine if you're a part of a team or a committee and you guys are working together and there's a question or a problem that needs to be solved, but they skip over you, you say nothing. See, the power of nothing has the same path as the power of speaking negative words. If you say nothing, nothing can get accomplished. Toastmasters, I feel like right now that many of us, right, are in a position where we've been birthing a word, as Natasha would say. We've been preparing, we've been going through trials and tribulations, and every single thing that has transpired is for us. It's our testimony. But if we say nothing, if we keep a pause, there's individuals that will need to hear that word that will never have opportunity or be blessed by what you've been through. So this is your opportunity. It is now. You guys been building your speeches, and it's time for you to release that word into the atmosphere and say something. The third point I have is the power of seed. I heard a saying from an old wise man: if you want oranges, plant oranges, orange seeds. If you want apples, plant apple seeds. The one thing about a seed is precious. In order for it to grow, you have to make sure that it's planted into a positive environment or good soil. Has anybody ever been a plant mom or a plant dad? Raise your hand if you love plants. I know you guys have. It's an amazing experience. The opportunity to watch a seed grow into something more beautiful than you thought is a process. Believe it or not, Toastmasters, you are that seed. You have been nourished. You have been planted in the right environment. This place right here we call it Toastmasters is a safe place. And we're very thankful for the individuals that are on our board and also our mentors that continues to reach out to individuals and make sure that our future Toastmasters will be well prepared. One thing I just want to make sure that to remind us is that you're your own seed. You don't have to be compared to other people. I know sometimes for me, I feel like I'm in a comparison mode because I want to be like the Brian O's. I want to be like the Les Browns. I want to be like the Tracys. But everyone has their own seed, their own speciality. They have their own way of speaking. So just be that. Be who you are and just speak from the heart. Ooh, I'm sweating. Sometimes I feel like when I'm speaking, I feel like I'm in a gym. I don't know if you guys ever been weightlifting before, but I'm that one person that walks into the gym and takes a look around and normally compares myself to someone who has been there for about maybe 12 years, right? They're probably lifting up the most, benching the biggest weight, doing the largest squat. And I'm just looking at them like, man, I can do that. But I've only been working out for maybe about 4 hours. So the good thing is you don't have to compare yourself to anybody. Your speech, your word, God has given to you, it's for you, also it's for others, and a specialty made from your testimony. So please share it. I heard this one saying or this story from Kendrick, who spoke a couple months ago at our platform. And Kendrick spoke about the power of service. And he spoke about a waiter and their job is to make sure that their serving plate is empty. And the one thing I took from my story is when you're speaking, it's your opportunity to make sure that your plate is empty. And we're all here at Toastmasters is willing and waiting to be served. So will you have the opportunity? Would you step up? Would you speak? Would you be confident in your position and your role? And will you share your thoughts with others to serve us? Because we are willing and ready to eat. Toastmasters of my time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Robertari, for that amazing speech. Please give Mr. Robertari a round of applause for that very inspiring speech that he just delivered. Definitely a lot to take in, and hopefully we can all take action I think it's a call to arms that he has given us to challenge us to speak. So thank you for that great inspiration. Our next speaker is Mr. John Gilmore. How do I describe Mr. John Gilmore? Well, I don't know Mr. John Gilmore that well, but what I do know about Mr. John Gilmore is that he's a deep thinker. He's somebody who thinks about every word before he says it. He has delivered so many speeches since I've been here at Toastmasters that has made me think about life and what I can contribute and how I could be better. Well, this evening, he's going to be delivering another one of those speeches, I'm sure. I've not heard it, but I'm sure that it's going to be another engaging speech. His speech today is called Today I Met Someone. I want to hand over the mic to Mr. John Gilmore.
Wow, thank you, Joseph. How can I live up to all of that? Thank you. Yeah, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, distinguished guests. Thank you for coming and listening. I just want to say that I met someone today, and it was interesting. I had a really good conversation, and it started from a mentor of mine just invited me. The person that I met, they made me remember why it's important to network. Sometimes we believe certain things, or sometimes we think that we have the best answers in the world, and something might be better somewhere else. They say that your network is your network, and I hope that everyone here knows that to be true. And if not, I think that you need to know that to be true. Other terms that people say all the time are you are your environment, or you are what you eat. You're smart. You can't be the smartest person in the room. If you are, you're in the wrong room. But all of those things just keep reminding us why it's important to network. Person Toastmasters that I met today, his name was Jack McCallis. He's a network marketer, really smart guy. He sat me down and we talked. And for some reason, he really just kept giving me a lot of information. He pretty much dragged it out of me. He sat me down. He just said a couple of things to me for my business. Focus on a niche. Look at what you've already done in the past. Put it together to find your own niche. And he had other clients that did that. And those clients, once they did that, their businesses jumped. Exactly. So because of that, I'm so inclined to share something. First and foremost, Toastmasters, I want you all to scroll through each one of these. Since we're on Zoom, we can't meet anybody. Can we do that? Find out who they are. Find out what they can bring to you. Find out something about them, and find out something that you can get, because it can change someone's life and it can change someone's business. So before we do all of that, and I don't think we only have 6 minutes. One thing you can remember, say who you are. It's 5 things. The first thing, say who you are. Say what you've done. Say what you're doing now. Say what you want to do, or what you're working on. And then you should be talking to another person. So say what you can work on with that person together. And when you do that, Toastmasters, when you do that, you end up finding so much more. You end up finding so many great people. You find that so many not so great people that you shouldn't work with, just from meeting people, talking to people, and networking with everyone around you. Find out if that circle really is a circle you want to be in. find out if that circle is a circle that you really should be in, and you're missing out on your business only because you are not in that right circle. So network, 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 network. Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. My name is John Gilmore. I'm a former police officer. I'm now a real estate agent and investor. I'm currently in the process of receiving my brokerage license, and I'm growing my real estate consultant agency that will fix other people's problems in real estate, educate them and others on how to do that. I'm also looking for partners that are interested in investing in future generations by encouraging growth in impoverished areas. I believe that we are only as strong as our weakest link. And I believe even stronger than that, that links can be strengthened and not just thrown away, punished, or blamed. So if anyone believes in that and you feel like you know anything or you have anything to offer, I would love to know how we can work together to be able to fix all of the abandoned buildings that we have, all of the undereducated children that we have, and fix their environment that's pretty much affecting all of that. So please let me know how I can help you and how we can help each other. Thank you, Toastmasters.
I see you Toastmasters clapping already, giving it up for Mr. John Gilmore. Didn't I tell you that he's a man who chooses his words wisely? Thank you so much for that speech that you delivered. It was very inspiring and another call to action for us to do something if we want to see change. Well, thank you so much for that. Our next speaker will be giving us our table topics. Well, our next speaker is new to our club. Her name is Miss Roberta Lowe. I don't know much about her, but what I do know about her is that she is a mover and a shaker. She's somebody who is positively affecting her environment. Well, I know Miss Roberta Lowe is a business owner. I know she owns a vegan business, and I know she's vegan cooking business. I know she's interested in teaching people how to live healthier lives and how to eat better. I definitely want to eat better. Over the last 2 months, I put on a few pounds by sitting down and not going anywhere. So I will be interested in some cooking classes if you were offering some on how to eat healthy. Well, let me move on. I think I'm not going in the direction that I should be going in. Well, I'd like to introduce Ms. Roberta Lowe. She will bring us our table topics. I'm sure it's going to be an exciting session, and I look forward to participating and hearing what she has for us this evening. Thank you, Ms. Roberta Lowe. Please step up to the mic, Miss Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster Joseph. Hopefully you all can hear me. I'm having computer issues along with everything else, but that's neither here nor there. So I am your table topic master for this evening, and I am extremely excited about this new role. This will be my first time actually presenting this. And so hopefully we'll do great. We'll have fun. Well, I'll do great and we'll have fun. In the meantime, a little bit about myself. I am, as Joseph said, I'm Roberta Lowe. I have been an executive chef for over 15 years and in the hospitality industry for over 20 years. And I actually just love to create dishes that make people feel great because it tastes wonderful, okay? Actually put in dishes, eating food is a big part of many of our lives, many of our heritage, a lot of our economic viewpoints are based around food. A lot of our emotions are based around food. And so therefore I went into this industry just knowing that, I would be able to make a change through food And the change I wanted to make is making people happy, feel good, and allowing them to be their best selves right through the vegan cuisine, excuse me. So our table topics for this evening would definitely be related around that. I'm sure you already probably guessed it when I volunteered, but we will get into it. So we're just talking about our experience, because eating is a whole experience. Eating is not just mechanical, just us actually putting food in our mouths, but it is a whole experience, from the choices that we make, from the dining experience, from who we're actually eating with. And so for restaurants, it's always nice to really get feedback from the customers and give them wonderful gifts or freebies that allows them to come in and tell more reviews or tell more people about everything. So tonight I'm coming from a viewpoint of being a restaurant owner and just you being the customer, and also with me doing coaching for health, with you also being the client and changing your eating lifestyle. I'm asking those questions based around that. So how about I get about 5 volunteers who would like to tackle these questions? Any volunteers? Let's see, I have to open up my chat here. Anyone? They're easy questions. Eva, Tabitha. All right. All right. So as you actually just start to come in, I'm a go ahead and start. And I'll just start with the first name I actually seen on my screen, and that is Miss Eva. Are you ready? Miss
Yes,
Red
ma'am. How are you? That is my surname. Yes, I am. How are you?
All right. So pick a number between 1 to 5.
3.
All right. So number 3, share your favorite dining experience at a restaurant. And you'll have 1 to 2 minutes to speak on your experience and just break it down of how, from the time, what made you choose that restaurant, as well as what actually, how your experience was when you actually went in the restaurant until you actually left.
Good evening, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, guests, and friends. I am a caterer myself. I do little odd jobs, and I'm always leery and watching how the service is anywhere I go. And my husband always said, oh no, you're not going to send that back. You're not going to send that. And we just had an experience with my family Friday before last, and we went out to celebrate. We went to an urban crab shack. It was nice. The food was excellent. I do apologize. I don't know who's interrupting me. Ooh, that's a Toastmaster, but I'm going to have to decline it. I do apologize. That's Miss Frawny. I'll get back with her. I will say that we needed our seats moved because the sun was glaring in my sister's face and they were sitting on the side and she was getting agitated and getting ready to chew the waiter's head off. And I was like, I made the reservations. Please don't make me look bad. And I caught her before she said something. The girl was so pleasant. She ignored everything on that side of the room and asked the supervisor, could we be moved? That was the first thing. Always, to me, the customer is always right. So that was one of the things that took place. But the food was par excellent, and I really enjoyed it. And I thank you for allowing me to answer that question. But I'm always leery about where I go, and I keep a good eye contact on what I eat, and I will send it back. And I will ask for the chef if it's not right. Thank you.
Wonderful. That goes based upon a lot of people's experiences. And when they go into the restaurant, they do look for that comfort. They look for immediate action. So when your sister was having an issue with the lighting and, the restaurant was able to take some immediate action and also that helps the whole experience with actually the food tasting wonderful, so if we have to understand that the food is one component to the whole experience. And so it's really the moment that you step into the door is really when your food experience actually starts. So that is wonderful, wonderful story. Thank you so much for being the first for me. All right, Tab, are you ready? Tabitha? Do we have to come back? All right. Oh, here you go. You ready, Tabitha, for your question? Okay. No. Okay. I'll come back. Tracy.
Yes, I am here.
All right. Awesome. Thank you for volunteering. Pick a number between 1 and 5.
Always number one. Always.
Always number 1. That's a wonderful number. What is your favorite dessert and who makes it? Or where do you purchase it from?
Believe it or not, fellow Toastmasters, I do not eat a lot of desserts or sweet stuff, not only because of pre-diabetic conditions, but because I'm trying to maintain this 50-year-old body. I don't have any calories to burn, so I want to make sure that everything I eat has a purpose. So recently, I've been on a cheat kick. I've been on a pancake kick, fellow Toastmasters. 3 perfectly round, symmetrical, 8-inch golden brown pancakes. I don't know if they make vegan pancakes or not, Roberta Lowe, but if they did, I'm sure VegBox MD would have them. And I'm sure they would be so good and sweet and delicious, and the golden maple syrup would just drizzle all over the top. So sweet, so juicy. Talk about the power of the tongue. I want my tongue to be on those pancakes because that's what I enjoy. But fellow Toastmasters, let me ask you this. Let's all take a field trip down to VegBox and let's go eat some of those beautiful grain bowls. I think they got that nice Southwest sweet potato bowl. Now that's something that's sweet. That could be an actual dessert. I know it doesn't have a lot of sugar in it, Miss Roberta Lowe, world-renowned artist, culinary artist, but I do think that whether I had a choice between some grain bowls or a daggone stack of pancakes, I would take them all because I'm sure that they're all juicy and delicious. So fellow Toastmasters, I want to offer you this. As we are looking for desserts and different types of meals to eat and things like that, let's make sure we're supporting our people that are putting things out there to eat, such as our wonderful VegBox MD. Now, if I was there honoring Michael K. Williams and blowing my whistle, and if you don't know that reference, you're too young, so Tab, I don't know if you would know that reference, but I'll tell you this, make sure you go out tonight and celebrate life, because life and death, as Robert Tyree told us earlier, is very important. But I also tell you this, I met somebody today too, because when I heard John Gilmore give his speech, I said to myself, Benny Young from Haves and Have-Nots, it just gave a phenomenal speech. And I want everyone on this call to remember that life is what you make of it. So have fun, fellow Toastmasters, and always remember that the sweetest thing that you can eat is life.
Excellent, excellent. I loved it. Amazing. Thank you. I'm gonna get you when I start doing my commercials. I'm gonna make sure I come and find you, okay? All right, wonderful. Desserts are so delicious. It was one of the reasons why I actually took culinary classes, why I actually got my degree in culinary, because I wanted to learn how to make desserts. Because before school, I was horrible at even making box desserts come out right. And so when I got into culinary school, I figured out that it was because I did not measure exactly the exact ingredients. And so therefore, they would turn out different ways each time. And in culinary school, that's when I found out desserts are not for me. I wanted to go more savory route so that I can add when I want to add and take away when I want to take away. So yes. All right. So our next person, let's see, Tracy. No, I'm sorry, Shauna.
Hello. Hello. Hey, Roberta.
Hi. All right. Awesome. So let's pick a number between 1 and 5.
I'm going to pick number 2. I like balance.
2. All right. So share your experience about a diet that you have participated in. Like why you chose that diet, and what were your goals, and what was the outcome of that diet that you chose?
All right. Greetings, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. Although, let's start with this. I've tried many diets. I probably was not successful at them for the time that was intended for you to stick to them. So I've tried the vegan diet. I've tried pescatarian. I've tried them. I've tried at least those 2, and I would say that I'm just too diverse to be eating one type of thing. So I tried the vegan diet and it worked for a while. And then I slipped up because I like crabs. I love crabs. Let me stop lying. I love crabs and shrimp and other seafood. So that led me to that pescatarian diet that I thought I would be able to stick to because, you can eat fish, seafood and stuff like that. And even then I wasn't successful because one day I just wanted a steak and I became a carnivore. And so as you can see, I cannot really relay a diet that I've stuck to really give you a to persuade you to choose a diet. I'm really just trying to make sure that I talk for 2 minutes, and I think I've reached that goal. So I'm going to go ahead and end on that note, especially coming after Tracy. Clearly, lucidly, he's a better speaker than I am.
Well, thank you so much. You still shared your experiences, so that is definitely good. One misconception that people have about diets is that they go on diets thinking going in for the wrong reasons, for the wrong results. And usually diets are something that you really want to take the time out to really understand that if this diet is actually working for you, will work for your body, and really find out the real reason if you're looking for a diet or if you're looking for a whole lifestyle change. And it's tons of ways out there. And if you don't have the mental capacity or the space to really put the effort into going full throttle with your diet, then it's really just a waste of time. So definitely people really want to start thinking more, putting more effort into really planning out their diet experience so they can be successful, or their lifestyle experience. All right, but thank you so much. Let's see, Tab is back. Tabitha, you ready?
Yes.
All right, Tyrone, live it, not diet. All right, awesome. So pick a number between 1 and 5. Well, actually, we only have 4 or 5 left. So pick 4 or 5.
5.
All right. So 5, what dish do you eat now that takes you back to your childhood every time you taste it? How does it make you feel?
What dish takes me back to my childhood? Okay. I don't think I have a special dish. Maybe this is maybe weird. Maybe cabbage. My father would cook cabbage sometimes as a side for dinner, and I really liked it. I liked the flavor, and that's really all I can say about that. I used to watch him cook in the kitchen because my father was the cook of the house as opposed to my mom. He really loved to cook. So, and even my stepfather, he's the cooker in our family too. So my mom she gets off. But I would watch my father cook dinner, and I would just watch him and learn and talk with him. And one of the things he would cook that I love was cabbage. And still to this day, I try to make it just like my dad, and I think I do. So cabbage. Thank you. Oh, wait, time out. Mr. Tracy, You call my name every time in this meeting, but the fact of the matter is I'm 34. Okay? Okay.
All right, so that is wonderful. One thing about that question, and what it was important to put in there, because when we're looking to change a habit that we have, or when we're looking to adjust anything, we have to go back to our childhood and see and download that, access that data from our childhood and see why, at the root cause of why we're either eating these particular foods that are unhealthy for us, or that we enjoy so much and things of that nature that we have a strong emotional attachment to, or why we can't change a habit that we want to change. Perhaps we look at TV all the time and we don't necessarily pick up enough books to read. So in that meantime, we have to go back and see what was our imprint from those first impressions of actually from our childhood that impacts our lives today as an adult. So that was an important question. And thank you so much, Tabitha, for answering that question. I love sauteed cabbage. So yes. All right. So we have Olio, I believe is our last one. Let me go back up.
So I did see Tyrone wanted to volunteer. So
Tyrone.
just
Okay, that's fine. I have an extra question, if that's fine. Yep.
That's perfect. Always good to have an extra question on deck.
Yes. All right. So Olio, are you ready or?
Oh, sure then.
I don't think he's relinquishing though.
All right. So question number 4, if you had to eat one vegetable for the next 30 days, what would it be?
Oh, this is very easy for me. Matter of fact, if I had to eat one vegetable, the one vegetable that I'm thinking of right now is purple cabbage.
Mhm.
That was a joke. What I'm talking about is purple sweet potatoes. Oh, purple sweet potatoes are amazing. Listen, I cook with this every week. So it is something that is very unique, something that I'm thinking about. And as the thoughts come to my mind, I have to speak, because you got to watch your thoughts, because they become your words. And you have to watch your words because they become your actions. And you have to watch your actions because they become your reality. And the reality is, I've been eating purple potatoes almost every day. So here's why I love purple potatoes. See that dark hue, that purple color, they're filled with phytonutrients, all right? And I'm talking about the darker that purple, they're different from Idaho potatoes or those sweet potatoes that people are used to. They are sweet, yes, but they're different. Ladies and gentlemen, see, purple potatoes, they have cancer-fighting nutrients inside them. Not only that, they actually help to lower blood sugar. Listen, the purple potato skin itself is the healthiest part. I'm talking about 10 times the nutrition of just eating the flesh of the potato. So if you're going to eat some purple potatoes, make sure you're eating the outside and then make sure you're eating the in. And let me tell you the best way to cook them. You gotta listen to this part. The best way to cook them, to extract all the nutrients, the most would be to boil them. See, most people might think boiling might release all the nutrients into the water, but this isn't the case. See, bacon and grilling aren't as high when it comes to making that flesh of the purple potato, where it's almost like a translucent state. But what happens is it breaks it apart, that it creates more bioavailability for our body, so we can readily digest and absorb so much more into our small intestines. So that's why the purple potatoes, I love the essence, because it brings the blessings. So purple potatoes is definitely a secret weapon. Toastmasters, thank you.
Yes. Let me tell you. I was ready to go in my freezer and get my purple potato, so I can cook it tonight for dinner. Yes, absolutely. I love purple potatoes. A lot of people don't know that there is a such thing as a purple potato. But yes, wonderfully said. Thank you so much. All right, last question. Tyrone, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, awesome. So I will give you this question. Tell us who or what influenced your eating habits and how.
Who or what?
Yes.
That's a tough question because there's a hodgepodge of people, from the down home Southerners to the vegans to the pescatarians to the crab boilers to the full grown family culinary folks who will dare you to try something else before you try their stuff. I have second aunts, second uncles, honorary pops and moms who know how to throw down. From my mom, who does a good deal of rolls, who gets it from my great aunt who made great rolls, from my mom's best friend who made banana pudding. So you wonder, am I going to die with a smile, or am I going to die with a waddle, or am I going to die with a weight on my stomach because I ate so much stuff? All of these folks have really guided my gastronomy, and they were very elucidating when they did it. Knock, 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 revelation. If you ever are fortunate to be around people who are culinary and know how to bring themselves to it without giving everything away, but giving a bit to say, I can cook you and feed you and sustain you and have you leaving happy and healthy, you will be greatly surprised with happiness. I got recently got into the juice kick because I'm on a cleanse now. But one thing that surprised me was that I have a friend who likes to juice rhubarb, which is a very, very difficult thing to juice. It's very delicious, it's very tart, it's very good for your palate, but you really can't juice it without messing the juicer up. But then you find out this thing will help be the Brillo pad for your tongue if it's dead. It'll be the Brillo pad for your mouth if your taste buds are bad. It will definitely help you if you have a deficiency in calcium. And if you are in a cancer kick, it is high in, I can't pronounce the long antioxidants, but it definitely helps you. It's wonderful. And it's that thing that says, this is a vegetable that we love to eat like a fruit. And I'm glad I did. It's like you had tomatoes, which is a fruit, but we eat it like a vegetable. I say that to say this. Everyone's gastronomy is not one track. We all have someone in a big giant pot of ourselves that really makes up our makeup of what makes our palate discriminatory. From the crabs to the steaks, the potatoes, the pineapple upside down cake, the meringue pie, live kale, live cabbage, and my favorite now, General Tso's cauliflower. My gastronomy is wonderful, and I must conclude to say you will never have a one-track gastronomy because no one person owns, but plenty will drive the gastronomy and appreciation for food, fun, and living. Live it, not diet. Enjoy it.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone who participated tonight and gave your 1 to 2 minute speeches for my table topics. It was a pleasure to actually be the table topic Toastmaster this evening, and I hope you all enjoyed that session. And I would turn it back over to our Toastmaster for the evening.
Thank you, Miss Roberta Lowe, for awesome table topics. I learned a lot from it, as I'm sure we all did. And I am definitely going to the store this weekend to buy some purple potatoes. So the next item on our agenda this evening is our evaluations. So for our evaluations, I'm going to introduce our general evaluator, Miss Tabitha. Miss Tabitha is filled with positive energy. When you hear her speak, you hear her positivity. She's so exciting to listen to, and she always puts a smile on my face every time we have a meeting. So, Miss Tabitha, please introduce the evaluators for this meeting. You're on mute.
Thank you, Joseph, for your kind words tonight. You've been giving it up to everybody. I'll be completely honest, Mr. President, or whoever put the agenda together, I am not sure who the evaluators are, but I believe at this time, I am introducing our timer of the night, which is Miss Crystal York.
You're going with the evaluators first. I'm the evaluator for Robert.
Okay. I am going to introduce Miss Eva, who will be evaluating Miss Robert. And Ryan will be evaluating John. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tab. Good evening, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and guests. I'm about hungry now. That was an awesome table topic. Mr. President, Mr. Robert Tyree, power with your words. What a statement. Sometimes we do have to think about what we say when we're talking. Sometimes we blurt out things that we don't mean, and we cannot take them back. Your speech and presentation was par excellence. I like when you said Toastmasters. You spoke directly to us throughout your whole speech. I don't know if you realized it. You gave us encouragement on how to give a speech, not to be afraid to speak what's on the mind and to say nothing at some times. We get so afraid that we're going to mess up when we're speaking. We're going to mess up something. But at times, it's just something that we have to say or do or say nothing. Like you said, be careful with your words because you cannot take it back. And then you went on to talk about the power of seeds. Those of us that have been with Toastmasters for some time now, even within the last year in the pandemic, we have learned so much from networking with others. We have become brothers and sisters to each other, good close friends with each other, and we can always add. I would like to thank you. It was refreshing to see your growth, Mr. President. You did an awesome job and you inspired us to take action. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Eva.
You're welcome.
I am now going to introduce Ryan, who will be evaluating John.
Hey guys, how you doing? This is Ryan Dunstan. Sorry about that. But John, I met someone today. I thought it was awesome. Then come on. Am I on mute? No, I'm good. All right, but no, I thought it was awesome. I mean, I felt the personable experience. I appreciate you adding your experiences into it. I felt I could relate to it because of the background where I come from. Networking is relationships are key. I felt you spoke with confidence. I felt you knew exactly what you wanted to say, and you went on ahead and said it. And then I love the fact that you had a call to action towards the end of the speech as well, right? Just driving home your agenda and your intention, which is to bring light to networking. And I thought that was pretty good. I hate this portion of it, right? But, if it was anything that I would say that you needed to work on, which I still felt you did a great job with, and if it was anything you needed to challenge yourself on towards the end there, it looked like you began to read just a little bit and committing that to memory, and being a little creative with the delivery. I think you'll be you'll grab some more attention, but I still felt you did well. That's just simply nitpicking, right? I think you spoke well, you pronounced your words well. I felt it was easy to understand. I felt like you did a great job, honestly. So.
Thank you.
Okay, I believe now we are going to the timer, which is Crystal York. Do we have Crystal online?
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? I apologize for the delay.
Loud and clear.
Can you hear me? Everything's good? Okay.
Loud and clear.
Thanks. So for our speeches, table topics, and evaluations, the timer report is as follows. For our speakers, our president, Mr. Robert Tyree, you clocked in at 7 minutes, 15 seconds. Mr. John, you clocked in at 5 minutes, 1 second. For our table topics, Miss Eva, you came in at 1 minute, 40 seconds. Tracy, 1 minute, 51 seconds. Shauna, you came in at 1 minute, 39 seconds. Miss Tabitha, you came in at 52 seconds, so you just needed to just make it to the finish line. Olio, you came in at 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Mr. Tyrone, you came in at 2 minutes, 37 seconds. For our evaluators, Miss Eva, you came in at 1 minute, 37 seconds. And Ryan, you came in at 1 minute, 26 seconds. Thank you so much. And that is our timer report for the evening.
Thank you, Crystal. Now we will have our icon and grammarian, which is Olio. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Your all-counter and grammarian report. I'll start off with Robert Tyree. You said you guys about 6 times. That was like your filler crutch word. You could use you all in place of that, or you could just use you because you were speaking to us as one. So you didn't have to say like you guys, you could just say you all, or you could just say you, and it would encompass both what you were trying to say. You had about 6 ums and 9 ahs. Well, I did see your ahs were coming in just because you would keep throwing them in there before you would talk. As you pause, you would still throw it in there. And I'm like, Rob, you're good. You already paused. And you would still just throw it in before you would start the sentence. So just, you got it. You have your pauses down packed. Just get rid of the ahs, get rid of the ahs. Next, Joseph, you had 3 ahs, 1 that was it. And you said 2 a couple of times when you didn't need to, it was repetitive. You used it 2 different forms of 2, like right after. So you didn't need to use 2 and then like also 2, that type of thing. John Gilmore, you had ahs. You had 4 ahs, 4 ums, 2 buts where you didn't need to use them. Roberta, you had so and because were your crutch words. You kept using so and because when you didn't need to. You could have just you just could use a pause, or you really didn't even need to use it. Just if you just did a pause break in between, you could then just give a moment to that way we grasp the complete thought that you did and then just start. And like almost like you're doing a verbal period when you're speaking. So that's just a slight pause, and you got the verbal period, and then you start your next sentence. And you were using it because almost like to make sure like we didn't lose, but we're not losing you. You're fine. Like have confidence in what you're doing and don't think about it so much, and naturally you articulate yourself perfectly. It was fine. Miss Eva, First go round, I have you right here. I didn't get anything. Tracy, you got one and I was trying hard, Tracy. Listen, I was listening. I said, I'm gonna find something for Tracy. I gotta help my man. If he can't, he already great, but I got one little and I think it was just because you were changing what you were saying, and it was like I caught a little and it was real subtle. So it didn't affect your speech in any way, but if it's just anything. It was just one. Eva, I didn't get you anything. Shauna, I didn't get anything. Tab, the first go, I didn't get you anything. Tyrone, I didn't get you anything. Then again, Eva, Miss Eva, you're killing it today. Then I got nothing on you the second. Ryan, I got, I'll say you said 3 and then a couple of so's where you didn't need them. I think you ended in a so too, unless my mic timed out, which just wasn't a complete ending, but you know, I get it. I'm just, giving to you. Timer, Crystal, I didn't get anything for you, Crystal. Me, I said 2 times, and as I was trying to say a word, I started doing the word and then said something else. All right, and that is my grammarian report. Turning it back over to you, to our general evaluator.
All righty, thank you, Olio. So now it's time for the general evaluation. And I just want to say that tonight was a really good meeting. It was very, very smooth. We all started on time. Joseph, I don't know if this was your first time being a Toastmaster, but it was really good. You did so good with the transitions. I mean, last time when I was the counter grammarian, how clear you speak. So for you to just roll into transitions like that, I mean, A+, you have a good charm. And I like how you were able to describe everyone and from your perspective on how you received them before you introduced them. And I think they were actually pretty accurate if I had to describe them. So you did really good, especially because you're new. That being said, Rob and John, your speeches were really great, right on time. Howard, I'm not even going to say it. I'm tongue twisted right now, but you were speaking of proverbs, Rob. This is one of my favorite proverbs because people always forget that second N, which is you will eat the fruit of it. People love saying life and death is in the power of the tongue, but they forget you're going to eat those words. So thank you for reminding us of that. John, you told us about the person that you met, and I really loved it. You told us how to network, and I actually liked the end when you said, look at the people in this group, speak to them. You had a call to action, and it was a really good idea. So I want to thank you for that. It was a really great speech. I really enjoyed it. And Roberta, table topics. I loved it. I loved how you tied your specialty into the table topics. I think this was like your second or third. I'm not sure. But again, you did great. And I would love to talk to you because obviously we have to come see you at your restaurant, right? We have to at this point. You're doing so good. So what else we have after table topics? I think those are our timer. And grammarian, you guys did great as well. Obviously, I'm off right now. I was not scheduled evaluator, but I hope I did good tonight. You all are awesome. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tabitha. That was awesome for you to be able to do that without being planned. I think you did an awesome job, and thank you again for stepping up. Next, we're going to have our education corner. This is one of my favorite parts of Toastmasters because I get to learn something. So this evening, Miss Natasha Brown is going to be leading us. I've already told you about Miss Natasha Brown, and I'm just going to hand it over to her. Take it away, Miss Natasha.
All right. Thank you, Joseph. Good evening, Toastmasters, featured Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. This is an opportunity for you all to get active with me. I hope that I have at least 3 people who will engage with this educational corner. So I am going to focus on 3 different parts of our presentation on Zoom. The first thing that I want to talk about is eye contact. I was doing some practice with this earlier because I was thinking if you look at the webcam, you'd be looking at everyone, but that is not the case. So what we want to do is actually make eye contact with ourselves. So let me just show you all. Raise your hand if I look like I'm looking at you right now. Wait, first of all, let me see you all. There you go. All right, raise your hand if it looks like I'm looking at you. All right, now raise your hand if it looks like I'm looking at you. I can't even see y'all. The first time I was looking at my webcam, so I'm gonna just look at y'all now. Did y'all see me the first time or the second time? Put your fingers up, 1 or 2. Let me see. 1, 1, 1, 1. Oh, right now. So that means we want to look at the camera. Look at that. That was an experiment that we just did. I had to test it out, and you all helped me test it out to realize that that is how you make eye contact when you were speaking on Zoom. So I'm just wondering if somebody can test it out with us. Hey, can I have a volunteer? You can just, I want you to try to look at us on the screen first, and then, well, not first. We'll figure out which one. We'll tell you which one you made eye contact. Okay, I see Roberta is off mute. Are you volunteering?
Yeah, I'll volunteer.
Yes, girl. Okay, okay. So,
I'm
can
ready.
we spotlight?
Oh. Do I say something or do I just look and say I'm ready? What do I
Tell me
do?
when you're ready. Tell us when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yes, I mean, she looks like she's looking at me. Does she look like she's looking at y'all? Thumbs up. Okay, I love it. Let me see. Tyrone, I feel like you're looking up. You lost me. You lost me. You were looking at me. You were looking at me. You lost me. Is there somebody else that wants to try it out? Come on, I'll give one more person. One more person. That's all. Ms. Eva?
You caught me looking at my camera. Because I'm looking at this little dot looking at me, but I never really looked into my camera because most of the time I'm reading something.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we connect? Maybe I'll have to set my paper up where I can put my eye contact down.
Well, it depends on what we're reading because what we want to do is practice our speech so that it's in us. So we don't have to look down at the paper.
No, not the speech per se. I was an evaluator.
Oh, okay.
So when I was looking, I'm going to my notes.
Yeah.
And what I said, but I've seen the little dot looking, the light looking at me, but I never even thought to look into it because I'm so busy looking at the people.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
So
that's what I
really
try to do.
News.
That's what I try to do. Look at the people, and I'm like, okay, well, when I'm looking at the people, it looks like I'm looking at everybody, but probably the person who.
Well, that's great information. Thank you. I have to practice that.
Okay, so that was just the first thing. The second thing I wanted to talk about is the speaker sweet spot. So there's two. There's one when you are seated and you're doing a presentation. So you want to make sure that you are sitting inside of your box. You're sitting up straight. Your head is not cut off. That the light is shining in your face. All right. Oh, did y'all see how it got lighter? Oh, all right. So you want to make sure the light is shining in your face so that everyone can see you. So let's see what's going on. I'm checking the scene right now. Mr. Tyree, can we use you as an example?
Yeah, Natasha, which way would you like me to do?
We're gonna let's see, we're gonna find your speaker sweet spot. So we want to sit up straight, and we don't want to have too much space in between the top of your head and the screen as well. So maybe bring your camera down just a little bit, just a tad. Oh, bring it up a little bit. See, it's the sweet spot. We gotta find the perfect spot. Down a little bit. So it's showing you just, a little part of your, we want to see the button up in the, all right. So now we have a full view of Mr. Tyree if he is sitting down giving us a presentation because maybe he has a Google slide. So he wants to be sitting down because he has something that he wants to show us that way. All right. Now I would love to see who wants to get up with me. because we are going to find our stand-up sweet spot, okay? We stand up in Toastmasters. I know over the past year and a half, we've been sitting down and having a grand old time, but we are back in person sooner than we even knew. Who knows? I don't know. But we want to practice standing up as well, even on Zoom. Do y'all think this is my sweet spot right here? Y'all think this is the sweet spot? Why? I see no. Yes, Tracy. Yes, with the hand gesture, because my head is cut off. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to move some things. That's fine. I'm going to have to move it. Not only do you want to be seen, but you want to be heard. Can you all hear me? All right. So there's levels to this standing up as well. Thank you, Spotlight. There's levels to this standing up as well. You want to make sure if you don't have a virtual background, that your background is clear. If there's nothing in your background you do not want people to see. Okay? There's nothing in your background you do not want people to see. The light is still shining on your face. Now there's a second option. Does anybody know what that second option is? Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat while I try to get it up. Let's see if y'all know where I'm going with next. Nobody in the chat. Oh, almost. Here we go. When you want, all right, I see it in the chat. Green screen. When you have a virtual background, I do not have a green screen, so there's levels to this virtual background as well. I don't have a green screen, but the light is facing my body. So my hand gestures, as long as they are in front of me where the light is, everyone is going to be able to see it. Now, if I decide I want to be all over here with it, they are not going to if I do not have a green screen. If you do have a green screen, then you will be amazing. You'll be able to do all of the things, which is going to lead me into my last point. Set the scene. Set the scene. Okay. One of the things that I love about Zoom is that you have an opportunity to be in a space and set the scene. You can use props. You can decorate your backdrop. You can really bring us into your speech. You can engage us before you even open up your word. You can use your attire to let us know and to pull us in to see what is she getting ready to talk about. I don't know, but I can't wait to see. So these are some of the things that I want us to take advantage of because we have the opportunity to. All we need to do is take time, carve out some space dedicated to preparing your speech, and use everything that you have. Everything that you have. That's all. Thank you all.
Wow, thank you, Miss Natasha Brown. That was very educational. I learned a lot. For me though, looking at when I look at my camera, I feel like I'm not connecting because, so it's hard. I have to retrain myself. When I look at people's faces and I see their expressions, I feel like I'm connected, but I feel like they're not feeling like I'm connecting. So it's a catch-22. So I'm gonna have to work on finding where I'm gonna be looking at. Let me start now. So our next item on the agenda is, and I have to pull it up, is the treasurer moment. And our treasurer moment will be brought to us by our new treasurer, who was kind enough to bail me out when I had other family obligations to attend to. Mr. Olio Samuels, over to you, sir.
This is my new, when y'all see how amazing Morgan Toastmasters is. So I'm going to do this treasure a little bit different. So I'm going to educate everyone in a way by asking great questions, because these are the things that people always wanted to know, but they didn't know. And I'm going to use Miss Eva for this wonderful demonstration, so you can see how she passes the torch to me, and at the same time you learn. Miss Eva, are you there, Mrs. Eva?
Excuse me?
Yes. All right. So I have a couple of questions. The new treasurer would like to learn some things from you, right? And in doing these things, I'm going to be writing some things down, teaching myself and the viewers online also. So one, how much is Toastmasters? And I'm going to be echoing some points that you may make. How much does it cost to be a member at Toastmasters?
Good question. The cost for a new member, the Toastmaster, should always be revealed on your agenda. It's important for you to look at your agenda, and if you look to the left-hand side, you should see the cost. New members is $70 total. It starts off with the $70 because it's $20 because we're now on Pathways, which every time we do a speech, we're checking in and we're making sure that we get credit for our speeches. $70 if you are a new member. Renewal is every 6 months. If you are a member, you paid your one-time $70. The next 6 months, you only have to pay $50. And that's because $5 is club dues. That helps us pay for Zoom, which is $15 a month. If you want to add more to help us pay for any expenses, that's fine also. When we were in person, we literally would collect money because some of us I always like to give out snacks because most of us was coming from work and we're in the library. The $45 is the initial fee every 6 months.
Thank you. So I hope everyone understood. This isn't $50 a week. Nope, nope, nope. This isn't $50 a month. Nope, nope, nope. This is $50 that you're getting for 6 months. It's all encompassed like $50. All right, if you break that down, that's less than $10 a month. Okay, because you're getting this for 6 months. And now you have access to like what John was talking about, to meet some amazing people, to network, to improve your skills. And you can, like Ms. Eva just said, the pathways are different things, whatever. If you want to go mentoring, coaching, teaching, improving your, just being more comfortable as a speaker, or competency or communication or impactfulness, whatever that is, you $50. That's a joy. That's a blessing right there. All right. So, and when would I asked you that question already? I got the dues from you, got those covered. Oh, and our Cash App, is it still MSU Toastmasters? $ MSU Toastmasters. Listen, $ MSU Toastmasters, that's our Cash App. All right. If anyone wants to be a member, like you just said, new members, $70, includes your one-time fee of $20. Or any members that have not renewed, we encourage you to please renew, not just for our benefit, but for yours. This is a mutual beneficial relationship. There is synergy in a room, and just for that price, now as a paid member, you get the privilege of coming and doing speeches and contributing to learning how to do different roles. And if you're not a paid member, listen, that doesn't mean don't come. If you're not a paid member, still come, and you can participate in table topics, learn from the insight that you'll see from speakers, to the evaluations, to the content that's being created from the different speakers and the different people of the Toastmasters family. So that is going to be the spotlight for the Treasurer Corner. If you have any questions, you can also talk to me. And October 1st is when the roster will reset. So right now, September the 20th. So we got a little bit over a couple of weeks. So get ready, everybody. It's going to be an amazing time. Hope to see everyone matriculate this, and this keep on growing and growing and growing. I turn it back over to you.
Well, one more thing before you go, Olio.
I'm sorry.
Everybody do not use Cash App, I find.
Okay.
Most of us do, but if you don't, we do have, some people would literally mail me their checks. Or, if we have transportation, we will pick them up. And we also have PayPal. But do keep in mind, PayPal charges an extra $1.44 aside from your $50.
So if anyone cannot drive, for some reason, if you have cash, and you can't drive and you feel like it might be an issue, let me know. I'll come meet you. We'll get the information squared away, get you your receipt, make sure that you're enrolled, And so, if you have any issues, again, you can reach out to me. My Instagram is @Olio4. You can find my information on Facebook. It's Olio Samuels. So anything that y'all have, any questions with paying, becoming a member, you can reach out for me. And would that be all, Ms. Eva?
Well, to the secretary, we do need a letter to take to the bank of our recent meeting, so you and I can make that transaction.
All right,
So
sounds good.
Once we get that letter from the secretary with the meeting, the balance, I will send you the information anyway. And I just got a new card in the mail.
All right.
And they will give you a new card as soon as we make that transaction. But until then, I will send you that card information just in case you have to do the renewal or pay for a new member until we make that transaction. Should be within the next week or two. Thank you.
I have a question, if it's possible. I have a question for someone that emailed me over the weekend. They are looking to join Toastmasters. However, I believe they were asking if they could set up a payment plan of some sort. If we could be flexible in that area for this person, I think they would greatly appreciate it. Is that possible?
It is possible. I will check the bank account and I will get with the officers. And if they can send, we may be able to afford the balance of what they cannot afford at this time.
Okay,
because we
thank
don't want
you.
to turn anyone away, because we have been blessed. People like Shauna and others, Kendrick has given us money in the past. So that's how we have built up our bank account. We don't have a whole lot, but $20 coming out of my pocket or $50 won't break me or make me. We can do that. Just send them the information and get that to Olio, and we will discuss that among the officers.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Back to you, Joseph.
Thank you, Mr. Olio and Miss Eva, for that. Well, my time is slowly but surely coming to an end as Toastmaster for this meeting. It's been a pleasure to serve as the Toastmaster. It's been an opportunity to grow as the Toastmaster and host this meeting. I would like to turn it back to our president, Mr. Robert Tyree. He has some remarks, and I think he would also, I'd like him to give any guests we have an opportunity to talk. We'd like to hear your voice. This Toastmasters is for speaking. We want to hear you. So I'll turn it over to Robert Tyree, but please, guests, don't leave yet. Even if you're not a guest and you've not said anything yet, we see you, but we haven't heard you. So I see names on here that I'd like to put voices to. So please speak up and say hi. So Mr. Robert Tyree, over to you, sir.
Hey, Joseph, you're doing a great job. I'll let you keep on going, sir. So I just wanted to say thank you guys for coming to the meeting. If you are a guest or if you've been temporary, maybe busy for the last 30 days, we would love to hear what you've been doing. How'd you hear about the meeting? And if you would be returning as well. I'm just checking around. I think that everybody's been here, but I'm gonna pause for 1 second and see if it is anybody that has been just living life for the last 30 days. No, I think everybody's been like active. Okay. Does anybody have any great news? I did forget about that portion. Any great news? Any upcoming events that's about to transpire? What's going on in your life? Oh, Natasha, yes.
I have some great news. Two things. I got some more copies of the book that my first published words, 2020. I was in the anthology. Actually, my mom and I both wrote in this anthology. And I have 4 copies, like presently. And if anybody is interested, then to support. It's called Love Letters to My Girls 100 plus Black women speak to the hearts of Black women and girls. All right, that's not even what I was talking about, but I saw it and I'm like, oh my gosh. All right, but Saturday, I will be attending an awards banquet with some of my amazing friends, but I'm not going to tell you who because I want them to come off mute and talk about their own wonderful things. So I was nominated for a Community Excellence Award for service. So I'm just blessed and honored to have been nominated amongst so many wonderful people who are doing amazing things in the community. And it's just a blessing to be able to do life with these people and know that it's really hard work. So that's what Oh, one more thing. I'm actually putting these in my class store for my students also. So if you don't necessarily want to buy one for yourself, you can sponsor one for one of the scholars.
All right. Do we have anyone else that has any
I will
amazing
say,
news, any events? Oh,
I will say, add to
trivia.
Natasha, she's not coming off of me. I don't know why, but Shauna has also been nominated as a finalist. And Mr. Tyree was nominated. Ryan Dunstan was also nominated. And I think that's it. That's on here. So congratulations to everybody who was nominated and those who made the finalist list.
Thank you for all those who nominated me, and I will see you Saturday.
All right. Do we have any other individuals that have any upcoming events?
Yes, sir, Mr. President. I'm glad to be here tonight, and I would like to invite you all to come out to our open house this Thursday. Our club has been in existence for 20 years, Dayton United Communicators, and we're just having a small celebration, a regular club meeting, but we just want to acknowledge the power of the tongue for the past 20 years in this club and the power of the speaking voice that we've had. So I'm going to put the information in the chat box, and I just want to say thank you for allowing me to come to your meeting tonight. Someone sent me the invite, and the only reason I'll come back to a club is if they're powerful, energetic. You all are powerful, energetic, so I'm back here tonight again. So thank you very much, Mr. President, and I'll see you all next time.
Yes, thank you, Tracy. Please drop that down if you guys are available and you have time. Please support our family. Tracy's been coming through, just giving us some gems and nuggets on how to be amazing table topic individual, just be a better speaker in general. So, all right, do we have anyone else that would love to share what they're doing? Any good news? Tabitha, you got some good news coming up, right? Share that thing.
I thought you were giving me a hint or my cue, but you didn't really. I'm a direct type of person. But the good news is we are having another in-person meeting next Monday at the Gallery About Nothing. It is a paint night. We will be meeting at 7 p.m. Crystal will be putting the flyer on our Instagram and our Facebook up after I make this announcement. I hope to see you all there. You can cash app MSUTM $30 for admission. And I just look forward to seeing you all there. We're going to have a great time. So yeah, come out and hang with us. Bye.
Thank you for that, Tabitha, for that information. Yeah, check out the flyer. Crystal has been doing an amazing job collaborating with Tabitha, getting these events and flyers done. So kudos to you. I just want to give a brief, I guess you want to say recap, because this meeting I thought was creative. I'm gonna go down to this list that I have, and I'll be brief. Shauna, thank you so much for your energy that you bring every single day. It's super important to have somebody that in that position that can carry the meeting or introduce the meeting with a high level, and you always do it. And I feel like even with your introductions, it's always creative. It's never the same. It's never dull. And I definitely can feel the presence. Joseph, I love your theme. You didn't state you had a theme, but I don't know this person very well, but let me tell you some information about this person. I caught on to that, Joseph. So thank you for just stepping in. And man, you're still here, sir. So I'm glad to see you walking. I feel your pain and struggle. We walk together as brothers, you know. Miss Eva, your evaluation, I definitely appreciate you for taking it easy on me this week. But it's always uplifting. It's always inspirational. I just thank you for your professionalism and finding the good things, and knowing when people evaluate, they tear apart what the person did wrong, and you always find like a universal message that can be applied for all speeches. So that information is always powerful as well. John, I really enjoy your tips and your points. And a portion of me actually enjoyed listening to it from the script, so it wouldn't be in the air in it. So, but kudos to you, man. You keep on knocking these speeches out. Ryan, great job on evaluation. I think this might have been your second time evaluating. It might even be your first. But the ways you just, once again, right, gave feedback. Also, there was critical feedback, but you covered it up once again in a hamburger sandwich method. Hamburger is a sandwich method, where it's positive, right, criticism, and then leave with positive again. Roberta, I felt like I was on a talk show. Your transitions are amazing. I like the way you also gave your personal touch on every single portion, and it wasn't too much. It was just enough. It was entertaining to allow us just to want to desire more. So I loved it. Tracy, also, if you're still on, I love the way you incorporate the titles of speeches and information that you receive throughout the whole meeting, and you put in your table topic. I think that's very like high level, but like it's a good practice. Being able to like network and listen to people conversation and then get back to them. Amazing job. Olio, Miss Eva. I don't know if that was planned, right? But like the most creative treasure moment I've ever seen. The way you guys are just feeding back on each other and just elaborating on making sure that we were able to understand what all goes in with the dues. Natasha, once again, very creative. I can't even say I've heard anybody speak about those 3 points in a virtual setting, and to allow individuals to be interactive during each portion, right, was amazing. And I don't know about everyone else, but these are 3 points that I definitely need improvement on. And now we can't even say that we don't even know now. So you were able to allow us to fix our errors. Very positive. Tabitha, a great job. Thank you so much for filling in. The only thing I think I would suggest as a group, right, and this is not just pinpoint one thing. If anyone during a speech, presentation, or role makes a mistake, or you're filling in, you don't have to apologize for anything. Most of the time, we don't know if you're filling in at all, and we don't really know if you make a mistake unless you say, "Hey, I made a mistake," or "I don't really know." So just play it off, and no one's going to know. Other than that, I just want to pause and say thank you once again for coming out. I do want to just check. I don't think we have any new members that we might need to go into the breakout room. Am I right, family? Gotcha. Okay. I do want to take roles though. So I actually have on my screen trivia to help you out. I'm not sure if I actually have the wheel.
I have the wheel too.
Oh, you got the wheel? All right, you got the wheel. So we got 3 wheels, 2 wheels. So
you want to share yours or you want me to share mine?
Yours probably look better than mine. So